A young woman, traveling alone, checks into a hotel with a dark and twisted history. Days later, she is found dead in the water tank on the hotel's roof. A place no one thought she could access. The only clue, bizarre surveillance footage of her last moments in an elevator. Her movements, erratic. Her fate, a mystery. Was it an accident, a psychotic episode, or something far more sinister? This is the chilling story of Elisa Lam, a death that has baffled investigators and fueled countless conspiracy theories. And even today, the truth remains as murky as the water she was found in. Elisa Lam was a 21-year-old Canadian student with a passion for writing and travel. Born to immigrant parents in Vancouver, Elisa was an aspiring writer who often shared her thoughts on her personal blog, titled Ether Fields. Her posts were raw, vulnerable, and deeply introspective, revealing her struggles with depression and bipolar disorder. In January 2013, Elisa embarked on a solo trip to California, documenting her journey online. Los Angeles was one of her final stops, where she checked into the famous Cecil Hotel, unaware of the building's dark reputation. The Cecil Hotel isn't your average lodging. Opened in 1924, it was originally intended to cater to Los Angeles' wealthiest clientele, but as the city's fortunes shifted, so did the hotel's reputation. Located in the heart of the Skid Row, the Cecil became a magnet for tragedy. Its hallways have witnessed everything, from suicides to murders, and even housed notorious serial killers like Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker. By 2013, the hotel had rebranded parts of itself as Stay on Main, hoping to attract budget travelers, but Elisa, like so many before her, unknowingly stepped into a place where darkness seemed to linger in the walls. On January 31, 2013, Elisa Lam was last seen alive. The Cecil surveillance camera captured her inside an elevator behaving in ways that remain unexplained to this day. The footage later released to the public quickly went viral, igniting a storm of speculation. At first, Elisa appears to be hiding from someone or something. She presses multiple buttons, but the elevator doors remain inexplicably open. Then, she steps out, gesturing strangely with her hands as if speaking to an invisible presence. What was she seeing? Was she hallucinating, or was she being followed? The footage cuts off without resolution, leaving the world with more questions than answers. 2 weeks later, on February 19, guests at the Cecil began complaining about the low water pressure and discolored, foul-smelling water. Maintenance staff investigating the issue climbed to the rooftop and made a horrifying discovery: Elisa Lam's body floating inside one of the hotel's water tank. The discovery was as baffling as it was tragic. The tanks were over 8 feet tall, sealed with heavy lids and accessible only by a locked rooftop door, an alarm staircase. How Elisa ended up inside remains a question no one has definitely answered. Her body showed no signs of physical trauma, no evidence of foul play. The autopsy ruled her death an accidental drowning, citing her bipolar disorder as a contributing factor. But this conclusion did little to silence the speculation. Was Elisa's death truly an accident, or was there something more sinister at play? Over the years, theories about what happened to her have ranged from the plausible to the supernatural. One explanation is that Elisa suffered a manic episode brought on by her bipolar disorder. Her behavior in the elevator could be consistent with psychosis, and she may have climbed into the water tank herself during a state of confusion or distress. But even this theory raises questions. How did she bypass the locked rooftop door without triggering alarms? And how did she lift the heavy lid of the water tank alone? Some believe Elisa's death was the result of foul play. Could a staff member or guest have followed her to the roof and forced her into the tank? Critics of the official investigation points to gap in the timeline and the lack of security footage. Given the Cecil Hotel's infamous history, others speculate that Elisa fell victim into something supernatural. Was she interacting with an unseen entity in the elevator? Could the hotel's dark energy have played a role in her demise? While these ideas stretch beyond the realm of science, they have captured the imaginations of many. 10 years after her death, Elisa Lam's story continues to haunt and fascinate. The viral internet footage remains one of the internet's greatest mysteries, a puzzle that refuses to be solved. For her family, Elisa was a vibrant, intelligent young woman whose life was tragically cut short. Was Elisa's death a tragic accident, or was it something more sinister? The answer may never be known, but one thing is for certain. Her story will continue to intrigue, perplex, and disturb for generations to come.